Alright, so sorry for no review of last week's Bleach chapter. In case you didn't hear, I was out in LA. I just wasn't able to get everything done. But, I mean, it was a continuation this week from last week's chapter. And basically, it was building up and giving us the finale this week on Jugram and Bazz B's relationship and everything that built up to it. Now, for starters, you can definitely see, especially even this last chapter, Hoshwald did not want to hurt Bazz B, didn't want to do anything to Bazz B, but he had to keep up the image, and he had to keep up like, nah man, it's all about your watch, that's my bro, I'm sorry, because even Kubo didn't show completely Jugram's face after he did that to Bazz B at the end of the chapter, and I think that's because Jugram was probably with tears in his eyes, or something along the lines of that, because I just seen it, like when he was walking away, when he was constantly not trying to fight Bazz and kept on saying stop already and shit like that, he didn't want to. He still regarded him as his friend, and I mean, to me it's clear as day that he's still pulling again. Unless he has some sort of brainwashing on him in those 3 years that we didn't see him, he's pulling again, and he's doing it very well as far as like, Bazz B, I'm sorry, like he didn't actually attack him, but he wasn't gonna actually just like say, hey man, you're my friend, and hug him and shit like that neither. Not to mention in the flashbacks we've seen when that one dude wanted to hurt Bazz B and he said, I'm always watching, meaning that he was always protecting him at the end of the day. He wanted to protect him. He wanted to give him the same amount of what he gave him, what, you know, Bazz gave him back in the past of like looking out for him or whatever. He was returning the favor, and it's fucked up how it had to end because I think Bazz died at the end of the chapter, but I mean, he had to keep up this facade if he's going to pull again. Granted, hopefully he gets a little bit further than Gin, because, I mean, at the end of the day, Gin didn't really accomplish his objective. And I guess as well, it makes us all wonder exactly what went on in those 3 years. I mean, obviously, you know, Hoshwald trained or whatever, and he became quickly the captain or whatnot, even though, I mean, from what your watch said, Hoshwald was, you know, that dog to begin with or whatnot. And the mystique of Hoshwald's powers continue to increase. I mean, with last week's chapter, we find out that basically his power is that he can amplify people's power. Not amplify, but basically Bazz became as strong as he became because of Hoshwald, because of what Hoshwald's power is. So, granted, there's a huge, like, split between the two of them. I think, honestly, Jugram and your watch are two halves of the same whole, if that makes any sense. And to be honest with you, the past two chapters, there was a lot of fights, getting a little bit more of the backstory or whatever, finding out a little bit more of what was going on with, you know, their relationship and how it came to this. And I know a lot of people were like, they didn't really like these chapters. Personally, I think when Bleach does flashbacks, it does it very, very well. I like the whole chemistry of the two characters and how in the end, honestly, you could tell Hoshwald was not trying to hurt his friend Bazz, but he had to keep it up. And I think he was looking at it as, at the end of the day, he wanted to accomplish their goal, even if he had to do things like this. He never really went for Bazz. He never went to like kill him or whatnot, but he wanted to basically achieve their dream, even at all costs. So that at the very least he could say, Bazz, I did it for both of us. And let's be real here. It's not like Hoshwald is going to be the nail in the coffin. Well, he could potentially be like, I don't know, on some Vegeta's blast at Cell to help Gohan kill Cell, if that makes any sense. Like, you know, be one of the last little triggers to stop your watch at the end of the arc or something. But, like, he's not going to single-handedly do it. Let's be real here. This is Bleach. It's going to be Ichigo. Or Aizen. That would be sick as well. And yeah, all in all, I mean, this flashback was pretty damn good. And the finale to it, again, seeing Hoshwald, I think this ultimately revealed that he's not necessarily, like, he's saying all this shit, but he's Gin. He's totally, not Gin himself, but he's basically playing the role of Gin. He's going to get close to you watch, and I think at the last minute, fa-bing, fuck ya. So maybe like a 7.5 to an 8. I mean, these two chapters together, if you know, read them in consistency or whatnot, it basically was like, damn, this is fucked up. Two friends that, to try and achieve their dreams, they basically split apart. But let me know what you guys thought of this one. First of all, I definitely think Bazz died at the end of the chapter. It looked like he, you know, he was gone or whatever. But do you think, honestly, that Hoshwald is basically the new Gin, so to speak, trying to take down your watch, and that's why he wasn't attacking them? And that's why even from when he grabbed that arrow in last week's chapter, it was like, we got to start putting up the facade, and we got to do it now. And your thoughts on basically your watch's connection with Hoshwald, how, like, you know, one of them has the power the one way and the other one has it, and how it reverses at night. That's very fucking interesting. So that means at nighttime, your watch basically becomes like some sort of amplifier. And your overall thoughts. Again, some people were hating on it, but I personally thought that it was pretty good shit. Kubo does flashbacks good. But that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, if you could do so as well, that'd be amazing. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.